Some of them have been battling them for a while, and some of them are new on the block. That's the power of this dynamic. I like it. I like it. It's a good story to get behind. Whichever team you're rooting for, you're definitely rooting for a cause. All I know is I'm rooting to see someone actually lock in Black Widow. Scrappy, we're looking at you. Don't hover. Stick with it.
Maybe
Magic?
looking to play for the vibes a little bit here, somewhere between Black Widow and Magic, maybe. But yeah, something not going to be too surprised about. Gambit, of course, off the table first here. This is the second round for the Burgers tonight. A doubleheader on a stack. AAAd first time at bat for tonight. Definitely interested to see how this matchup pans out because, yeah, I think it's a little up in the air. I would agree. I think AAAd's schedule maybe front-loaded in terms of the matchups that they could win or should win, and the Burgers have really been put through the ringer here, put to the test in their first round in Marvel Rivals Ignite here in the Asia Pacific. So we'll have to see how this pans out because, yeah, you know, I think being in the middle of the pack for both of these teams, they're pretty much gonna go to playoffs, but, you know, looking out for that seeding, want to put themselves in the best position at the start of that bracket. AAAd, no shocker, will save that double dino for themselves. The Burgers really thinking about this second ban here, but they will take the Rocket Raccoon off of the table for AAAd, and yeah, they will also bring a big dinosaur to the table too.
Big dino certified. Lock it in. Curious to see what that next ban's going to be. Right now, the Burgers don't have the Gambit. Neither do AAA. Rocket's locked out for AAA. They might go for the Phoenix ban here, and then follow it with the Rocket ban later down the line. Unless Burgers are tactical and can secure themselves a one-sided Rocket. Wait to see who's going to get the first one-sided ban. Or is it going to kind of be evenly played across the block? We'll see as we enter this double ban block here on the fourth slot. Phoenix to match makes a lot of sense. Could be the Rocket to mirror as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised. And these teams trading those Phoenix and Rocket bans back and forth all night. No shocker there. And the Burgers definitely talking it out here. They are not quick to lock in these bans at all. AAAd seems to settle pretty straightforward here. One more save for the Burgers. Thinking about the Star-Lord for a second, maybe the Luna Snow as well here. She has been pretty influential, and a lot of pieces of that Lucky Lone team up on the table still. AAAd got one ban left to go, and they will save themselves the Luna, so maybe gonna look for a little bit of that team up here. Probably gonna come down to what AAAd decides to ban against them to round this out. But yeah, you know, we talked about it earlier, but the poor strategist players are really having to dig into the hero pool because lots of strategists banned. I mean, Gambit pretty much 100% off the table, but Rocket's starting to suffer the same fate here, taking a lot of bans. Teams just really don't want to take that CYA or take on that CYA.
Final Protect coming out now, AAA. One-sided Black Cat. Ooh. Devastation. Would that now mean to a composite one-sided Luna? Well, they go for the Mantis instead. That target's down pretty good. That leaves Luna for them available both sides. Oh, hesitation. Do they want that? I mean, it's a good play to go, if they get a one side, we got to get a one side, something to differentiate them. The beautiful thing is Luna's a pretty good option to handle the Black Cat. You got the Snowball. It's a pretty consistent counter and can really freeze her expectations and, you know, freeze her account. Literally. No cashing in. That is the goal of Luna against Black Cat.
Yeah, and you know, with the Black Cat save, AAAd definitely signaling some dive coming from them, so you want heroes like Luna Snow in your backline, freeze them dead in their tracks, like you said. White Fox on the table as well, and we've seen Hybolical play a White Fox several times here, so gonna be looking to shut down any potential dive. Rocco hovering the Black Cat here, as that's AAAd's save. Outside of the Double Dino for Tuba, of course, who has been a monster on that Double Dinosaur for sure, but draft all in the books here. The Burgers and AAAd, two MRC teams, two MRC darlings really come out of the Marvel Rivals Championship here into Ignite, and they both got hands. A lot of these specific MRC teams do have hands here, but they are from two different generations of the MRC. Season 6 and Season 7 here on deck between the two of them. I'm really looking forward to digging into this one. It does look like maybe some early looks from the Burgers. Maybe they are anticipating some dive, but the question is that the right call? It's a little bit of a gamble.
4, 3,
Well, you're gonna have to say that one again right there as we roll on in. The mix of it all, the big swords and actions and all of the above. Need to see the Ultron. I know a lot of people out there waiting. Everybody's waiting. Why? They want to see Ultron get a legendary. Maybe it might come out matched when the good old Path to Doomsday clocks around and we get to the Age of Ultron era. Looking forward to it. Hopefully we get something special from Mr. Metal Man himself. But 5 seconds till the missionary unlocks. We're here on Hell's Heaven. And the mark of the Phoenix is not going to be around. It's just banned both sides. Loki, Groot, Mantis, Nature's Calling team up is in full effect. Got to be very smart about that one. Big crunch coming out. Woo! Bye, Tuba. So we're back on our screens. Welcome back to Ignite, everybody. Diabolical going on the White Fox. Everybody's bringing the pressure. But it looks like AAAd is going to be the first one to capture.
Yeah, and a bit of a back and forth here. Both teams kind of locking horns for now. No big KO swings so far here. Bed in some trouble though. Quasit will finish him off, and Scrappy ready to trade here, and he'll find Mandu on that Loki. So one strategist taken off the board here for AAAd, and Scrappy still on the move here, looking for an opportunity to get in the mix, but it doesn't look like the rest of the team ready to convert quite yet here. So for now, just gonna buzz around AAAd, give them a little bit of harassment here, trying to find a way to pry open that door so the Burgers can start making that capture. But a good start here for AAAd, already 30% and plenty more where that came from. Diabolical, a little bit of hurt there on the White Fox, but we'll find the KO on the No Smite and the Groot taken down for AAAd here. Now the Burgers maybe gonna try to sink their teeth in here as those strategists looking to try and protect themselves. A little dicey, as well as Scrappy in need of some healing there on the ground. So low with Quasit will finish him off. Another KO there for the Mantis, and all the while Liger, AAAd still making capture progress, more than 50%.
Ooh, big crunch coming out right there. You love to see it, Tuba. And Ved on the mix right there. Big power, big diamond. Dino power. But speaking of diamonds, the best friend of the Black Cat over here, as she slices up RF and says, your ice is not the diamonds that I'm looking for today. Lunar Snow, set up the flame orb on the high ground right there. AAA is looking good right now, Diatonic. They're wrapping it up right now. Got a 75% lead. The Burgers don't have the ults to take this. In fact, AAA have the ults to counter it. Straining Prison, bring out the calling card, call up a Primal Dino. Got so many resources available for AAA to defend with. But now is the question, as they set it up, Visible, goes, sets the mark, Rocco, Diabolical, No Smite, Strangling Prism, only hits one, and they're going to be protected by a bit of patty caking in the backline. But Rocco swiping once, swiping twice, going directly for Wounds, shutting down the startup, going to start the marks once again, trying to rival Navoy on the DD, but it looks like the lawyer is in session. It's going to be there to catch this thief and probably send her to jail, but for now, she's going to be survived by the dance of Lunar Snow. Setting it up, bringing the sustain. Dino's going for it. Careful of the edge right now. Throw it off the map. Tuba takes Ved off the map. Dunks him into the lava. Oh my days. I was waiting for that one to happen. You got to be very careful against Dinos on the edge of Hell's Heaven.
Yeah, Tuba, no stranger to the Dino dunk there, but it's a 0 to 100 for AAAd. They hold almost all the cards there, ult advantage going into that last fight, and they will pay for it here. The Burgers not able to find a foothold on a Super Soldier Factory. That goes uncontested to AAAd, and a very solid start for this team. I'm looking at the Burgers. I feel like they're just a bit lost right now. They've got some good options here, but AAAd not super heavy into the dive outside of Rocco on that Black Cat. So, they're kind of swapping between Wounds off the Star-Lord onto the Elsa Bloodstone. They don't have access to the Rocket CYA. We saw them utilize that team up a lot in their first match here tonight, and now it just feels like they're not sure what to do yet without the Rocket. So, gonna be some changes here. Navoy on the Daredevil, Scrappy over to the Venom for now here. The Cap not able to find the foothold they were hoping for. So I like the swaps from the Burgers. AAAd pretty much gonna bring this back to bear here. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's their philosophy, but a good start here for AAAd. Now the question is, how do the Burgers respond? How do they get in this fight? Because they don't want to let this slip away. Gotta try and get back in the fight. At least take us to point number 3.
Absolutely right now. Missionary's unlocking. Get into the mix of it. Tuba's got Primal very, very soon. I think it's going to be first one to Mandu. But he has it online. We could see Snake building up as well. Those pulsing cannons right now. Going to be able to build up that Ionic charge and get the Rage of Ultron. And he's going to go for the Shapeshift, copying Resurgence of Quasit right there. The Mantis bringing it up, bringing the sustain, bring their roaring force forward. But yeah, it's actually enough for them to be able to power through and take down that Dino. It's going to be taken down. Scrappy's going to be next in line. We're going to be very careful. Ved down. KO's confirmed. No smite. Taking Scrappy as well. But I gotta say, the points right now, Diatonic, it's probably going to be 5% lead to AAAd right now. They're going to win this fight. They're probably going to have rotations to win the next fight, as the ults are coming online for them first rather than Burgers.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about these early fight wins here for AAAd. Not only do they get early control of the point, but they get that ult charge moving. And they've got a couple of pretty swift ones, of course. Ultron being one of the fastest ult charges they got on deck. No shocker holding that rage of Ultron is Snake already here. No Smite almost ready for a Strangling Prison as well. So definitely big advantages for AAAd. And he's going to let that rage of Ultron rip here. Snake shooting through the door here, trying to stop the Burgers from even getting to the point here. It's Rocco, though, going to finish off Ved on the Devil Dinosaur and build a little bit more progress towards that capture calling card here, excuse me. And the Burgers able to get on the point, able to put down a little bit of progress, but just not enough to turn the battle in their favor. Wounds does have an Apex Predator though, so maybe they can try to clear the point and at least make the flip. But Tuba has that Devil Beast Rampage ready to go here. Madu will find a KO though onto Nevoy off the Loki here, so a big early pick onto the Daredevil. Not a lot of options to get in the mix against AAAd, and with those strategists online, there's no way the Burgers can stand up in this fight. Nevoy is up, but he's the only one alive for the Burgers right now, and AAAd might already be on their way to some final fight territory.
Yes, indeed. Right now they're looking confident, they're looking sharp for themselves. Pretty safe to say that this is the momentum we've seen at AAAd of old right now. Consistent in Ignite Asia and have always been pulled up to the club today. Now we've got to bring attention to Rocker. Dropping the calling card right now, gonna bring it up, gonna maybe turn it up, gonna maybe land it. Right now we're waiting for the marks right now by the Burgers. Playing on the defensive to deny value of Rocco's calling card. We're gonna see what's next in line for themselves. 97, 98, 99, leads to overtime. Placing it to Resurgence, gonna match out Ved with the Rampage. Following suit, we're gonna see Scrappy combo with Arif. Can we see the Feast of the Abyss of all worlds? Go for the combo, does manage to get a bit of damage, and they do take down Quasted in return. Another one's going down. There goes no smite. Wounds in return. Pick after pick right now as they are losing players left, right, and center, and they're losing a contestant to hold. AAA is looking a bit rough for themselves right now, as Burgers might have the numbers game in their favor, but it all depends on the rollout from Rocco. If Rocco can start snowballing, get one, swipe twice, go for RF, set up the orb, hopefully go in, hit the rebound, claw back, and take out Hyperbolical right there. That is going to give him power. Tuba with the Rampage. Man to follow suit, giving some more sustain on the copy shape shifted as we are. The portal was up, but the portal's not going to be enough to sustain. There's a lot of firepower coming out. Nobody's there to sustain. 100-0. AAA definitely do live up to the name, and they take Hell's Heaven.
Yeah, and Rocco moving different on that Black Cat, quite literally bouncing off the walls of Hell's Heaven, and AAAd make a statement at the outset of this series. It's 0-200, no contestation from the Burgers here, and Rocco will pick up that MVP. 15-0, did not get eliminated one time, 9 final hits on that Black Cat. Absolutely no answer for Rocco here, and he's definitely been one of the stars for AAAd plenty of times around, but this was definitely something different here for AAAd. They know that Rocco's got that Black Cat on lock, do everything they can to enable it. They find early picks. Every time it feels like the Burgers are trying to initiate a fight, they're already down 1 or 2 bodies, and they may be able to match, but they can't find a value advantage at any situation, really. You know, Ved unfortunately KO'd several times on the Devil Dino, 3 and 7, and you know, that front guard, they're just not able to protect the rest of the team. So yeah, AAAd looking so strong here in map 1.
Absolutely, looking stellar, looking absolutely prime, ready to go and take on more. I mean, this is AAAd. They got to verse Reject tomorrow. They have a big match ahead of them. So honestly, they need to show up and show big things right now, so that they can be in contention and potentially be a team, maybe the first team that can put, well, maybe put Reject down, maybe take a map off Reject. AAAd is the last hope to try and take down the Flawless Champions.
Yeah, and just a very interesting kind of outset for the Burgers here. It felt a little muddy in the team composition. Like, I couldn't really tell you outright what the game plan is or what the win condition is, other than just to try to win the fight straight up. But that just didn't happen for the Burgers here. At every turn, AAAd able to stamp out their offensive efforts, and they walk away 0-200 here on Hell's Heaven.
Well, I'm ready to walk away as well. But I'm also ready to walk back. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get into map 2 between the Burgers and AAAd.
Maximum pulse!
You made me angry! We are undefeatable!
All right, Dr. Diatonic, help me out here. What is the prognosis? How do we go for a post-mortem on that last match?
Yeah, I mean, kind of taking a look at the scoreboard here, it's really tough for me to point out something that the Burgers are doing wrong here other than just losing the fights. I mean, you know, I kind of pointed out before the break, I wasn't too clear on the team comp or the win condition here. It just seemed like they're wanting to go into a fight and just win the team fight. No real kind of strategy, it seems like. I want to see them get a little more tightened up on the team comp. I have to wonder if the Rocket Raccoon ban really threw them off, because that was a key point for their match earlier tonight that they won, and that was banned away by AAAd, and it just felt like they weren't sure what to do next. So, you know, it really just looks like in this matchup, AAAd just take it outright.
And playing off that too, I really enjoyed the fact that AAAd was rocking, what was it, the Ultron, Mantis, and Loki composition too. They had such a solid backline. It constantly enabled Rocco, who went 15-0 by the way. They were unstoppable. And as we go to Symbiotic Surface, we're seeing a lot more teams off of a loss go to convergence maps. This is a far cry from what we've seen pretty much any other week of Pacific.
Yeah.
It's better than Museum of Contemplation.
Well, anything's better than Museum of Contemplation.
Museum of Clintonation. Clintonation. There we go. Museum of Clintonation. Let's go, everybody. We're going to see
Do you think this is like an alien museum?
Ooh, I think the entire planet is a museum.
Oh,
For sure.
that's so deep, man.
Because
The whole world is like a museum, man, full of artifacts and
Sorry, the opportunity was right there. It's that time of the night.
I mean, really, you know, Clintar, whether it's a museum, the whole of Clintar is basically the splash zone here. So break out the umbrellas, break out the
fun.
parkas, because there's some symbiote goo here that you might get splashed with on this one. But it is map number 2, AAAd, a very convincing map number 1 win on Hell's Heaven. Now the Burgers got to pull it together here, start turning this thing around. It's going to start from here. It's going to start from the draft phase. They got to come with a game plan here, something that they can lean back on, because it seems like at toe-to-toe, just a straight matchup, AAAd win out every single time. And like you guys were saying, I think a lot of it hinges on that backline. They had a strategy going in. They were taking full advantage of Mantis Groot. They had the Ultron there for the damage boost along with the Mantis, so definitely a more kind of ironed out game plan for AAAd. No Phoenix for the Burgers. AAAd banned that out. Both of them going to save the Dino, and now Burgers thinking about the Mantis ban. Not a bad choice, because I definitely feel like she was a big player for AAAd.
Couldn't agree more. Big factor to consider. I mean, oh, you're so right. Like, we could see that unfold if we get that value extracted out of this ban phase, but it all depends how they play this one out, because look, we're finally seeing, I want to say differentials. Is the Rocket going to stick in the ban? It is. Okay, now, this should be Protect. this should be rocket protect right here. Get yourself a one-sided rocket, and then in return you might lose the Gambit, the Star-Lord. And that kind of leads Burgers down a certain ban path. However, they're going to go for the Black Cat Secure this time. Change it up a little bit, which should mean that they will lose rocket right here.
Yes, and I don't think that's the worst position for AAAd to be in, because Rocco was cooking on Black Cat, on Hell's Heaven. The Burgers just had no answer for him. He was not KO'd a single time on that map, so they're definitely just banking on Rocco doing the same exact thing again. They are going to take away the Captain America, though. Interesting last ban here from them, and now the Burgers also thinking about the Black Cat here, maybe taking it straight to Rocco, trying to win out that duel. Maybe not the worst play. I mean, if you're going to take something to deal with the Black Cat, why not another Black Cat here? But one ban left for AAAd, and then we are on our way. They just got to close out here on Symbiotic Surface, and they'll walk away with a solid 2-0 win here.
Indeed, indeed. The Black Cat differential not locked in because both teams have access to it. There it is. Star-Lord ban still made it through. Little cheeky little Galactic Legend's going to be shut down, not available. But I don't think they mind too much. We'll be able to run that triple strategist lineup perhaps with the Ultron factor. But in return, we'll see how it all unfolds. They're going to go for the Soul Black Cat duelist carry. Again, we've already mentioned it. Once you got that full team up in effect with the White Fox, with the Black Cat, with the Captain America, you already know it is there locked in. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely enough damage output, especially throwing in a little cheeky Ultron. So, how can AAAd respond to that? How can the Burgers run this composition and AAAd can extract their own victory here today? We'll see as we are gloriously going to Celestial. Ooh, Clintar, sorry. We're going to Symbiotic Surface. It'll be interesting to see. Now, this is a tough one. It's a bit of a... first area, not too good for Black Cat, actually. Very open. Hard to get out.
I was gonna say, I feel like the Burgers are gonna be on attack here first as the doors open up, and yeah, I do think it's a bit of a gamble. Navoy maybe gonna go on the Black Cat to start things off. Yeah, it is tricky here right at the outset for her, but they are definitely gonna lean on it. I have to imagine Wounds maybe gonna have some drones on Navoy for that damage boost, send Navoy in to just carve through everybody on AAAd. I have to imagine to some degree that is gonna be the game plan here, but whatever it is, Burgers gotta shore things up here. They are one map down in this best of 3 series. AAAd gonna set the pace here as they are on defense first. They can hold the Burgers, set themselves up for a layup. They will close this one out in kind, and yeah, after their performance on domination, have to imagine they've got some momentum on their side here, but we are ready to brawl here. Wounds on the Ultron this time. The Burgers definitely back to the drawing board in that draft phase, changing things up. Quite a different look for that team here, and some different looks for AAAd as well. Tuba gonna bring out the Vanpool this time. Snake on the Star-Lord. He's in a little bit of trouble starting things off, but Rocco, of course, back over onto that Black Cat, the game changer for AAAd on map 1.
Game changer indeed right now. Let's see how it all unfolds. Snake in the value phase, shifting, drifting, taking out Navoy. Big plays, big power, Mandu there. Quasted unfortunately down, but does eventually by taking out Scrappy in return. If it's worth for Scrappy, it's fair play, but I do believe it's going to have to be a reset for the Burgers attack here. AAA do have the numbers game in their favor, but Smite's going for the flank here. He's not going to let him out. Big crunch.
Nowhere to run from Devil Dinosaur. That KO feed painted bright blue here for AAAd on the defense, and they've got some big forward pressure as well there. Tuba getting a final hit, so grabs that little XP boost. Plenty of XP to go around here for the Vanpool for AAAd. A solid start for him. 2:30 still on the clock for the Burgers, and they've already got a Banhammer ready to go here as the Burgers roll out for another round on attack. Focusing down Ved here first on the Devil Dinosaur is Tuba. Gonna hold on to that Banhammer, though. Probably gonna look for somebody in the back line, but there's some serious threats here on the side of AAAd getting ready to charge those ults.
Absolutely right there. Big power Snake going in, trying to shred through Scrappy's HP pool. Another clean shift right there from Navoy, gets taken out. Scrappy as well. Snake is on a roll right now. Maybe go for that triple KO on the Star-Lord. Do we see more as they are on the chase right now, picking off the Burgers one by one? It's a quadra KO. Do we see it? Is it the moment for it? Oh, Tuba took the Penta. Unfortunate for Snake, who is going to have to just settle for the quadra for now.
but I mean, definitely sending a message. Quadra KO on the Star-Lord, holding the Galactic Legend the entire time. So basically, the kind of value you would expect from a Star-Lord ult, but in the neutral for Snake. Big player here for AAAd, and there's the Galactic Legend. One more KO for Peter Quill here, as that damage coming in from overhead. The only defense that the Burgers have right now is that Rage of Ultron here. They will escape the wrath of Star-Lord for now, but Tuba has one more KO onto Navoy here. Black Cat just not able to get up off the mat here, so if that was their game plan, it is game, set, match here so far. Tuba gonna grab a double KO and one more selfie here. The Burgers gonna bring 3 ults to the table, maybe 4 or 5, but Liger so far, they just have not found a way through this defensive line.
Absolutely right now. They're literally being held 3 minutes now with no momentum moving onto that area. They can't even taste the side of it. But Rune's gonna go in, try to bring some firepower. Rage of Ultron trying to pour in the damage, keep Ved alive, but there's so much damage pouring in. You got Tuba, you got Rocco, you got Smite pouring all that frontline damage into Ved right now. They're going to have to force Fade of Birthworlds a bit early. It's going to match Quace, it's going to drop it as well, and that's going to give them neutrality alongside the sustainability coming from their strategic ults right there. But you got to be careful. The voice calling card doesn't get the value they need. As Tuba is taking them down. Double Deagle action from the King Paul out here. You got to be very careful. You got to be very worried when this King Paul gets a rolling right now. But the Dino's being crunched. Mecha Dino out here doing it up, and they do stop another push. Look, they've got Navoy on Strange Diatonic, but one last fight, they don't have the utility to win it.
No, absolutely no alts come in the way of the Burgers here. Navoy gonna get him portaled in, and they're gonna make a little bit of progress here, but yeah, Tuba has always been one to watch out for on the side of AAAd. Gotta watch out for the White Fox though. Hyrbolical taking down Rocco, so that Black Cat sitting back. Snake here, gonna try to stop this dead in its tracks. The Burgers, a little bit of a sign of life as we go into overtime, as Scrappy over onto the Thor. They will focus down the Snake, push him out, and the Burgers might be able to capture this first objective. Just a couple members of AAAd walking it back from spawn. Yeah, there is no response here. The Burgers gonna keep it rolling. 2:30 on the clock, and they'll have checkpoint number 1, and RF will have Quasid as well. A quick snipe on the Luna Snow to keep the ball rolling. So good signs of life here, but that's kind of the question now as we roll through Symbiotic Surface. Is it too little or too late?
Well, that's the second best hold you can take right there, you know? A fully maximized overtime hold. It's the best you're going to get for now. It ain't going to be easy out here in Ignite, and AAA do know very well what they got to bring to the table here to really secure this victory right now. They're already a map up, but there we go. Never mind. Oh, Rocco does not get the value. In fact, Navoy's the one who gets the resets and actually gets the flow of the Black Cat marked right now. Not trying to cash in, doesn't have the affordability to go for the big bucks yet, but we'll be able to stall it out, go for the invisibility, go in for the dash, go in for the slash, and absolutely go through and try to mark out and take the one right there, Mandu. But it's tough. The White Fox lives. It's going to be T-Tuber and the King Pool protecting their lineup right now, opening up the Book of Pool and seeing if they can maybe activate something different, get a bit shinier, and hopefully stronger for the next fight.
Yeah, you know that snowball is coming in huge here for Tuba. He's had several selfies, several XP boosts, so gonna look to lean on that a little bit here. Mandu's got that Kumio unleashed, but Scrappy lets the God of Thunder out here, taking down Quasid. So Luna Snow out of the mix here, but Tuba's got a couple of deagles, 4 wounds here, shooting Ultron down out the sky, and Rocco will take Navoy. Mandu will find Scrappy as well. One by one here, the Burgers being sent back to the kitchen. 86'd them at the 11th hour here. I mean, they're right around the corner from checkpoint number 2, and now Rocco's got a KO. No Smite in the mix there on that Dino as well. Didn't even need the Devil Beast Rampage. 45 seconds left for the Burgers to find another miracle play on the attack, but you know, the biggest boon here for AAAd, they got 3 ults and maybe a calling card waiting for them for what could potentially be the last fight here on Symbiotic Surface.
Down to 30 seconds.
Could potentially indeed. 30 seconds left. Final chance for the push, the cheeky push to see if the Burgers can get it past the second gate. We're going to start off with Navoy. He's going to set up the mark. Snake is taken down. Ramp it up one more time because we're going to see the calling card. Double slash taken out. Mandu right there. Double KO certified. Navoy's on a roll right now, but he's going to get matched and nullified by the fate of both worlds coming out from Quasid, but that's going to be enough for them to retreat. Maybe not retreat. Maybe go in for another treat and absolutely slice up another one for the pick right there. 2 seconds gone. Overtime has been achieved. Lock in final fight territory. Here we go. Bed's going in, gonna go for the Rampage. No Smite matches the Rampage as well. T2 getting a pick right there. Rocco as well. Snake as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close the door. The Burgers don't have a chance. They're all down. Overtime's ticking down and out. There's no chance for contention. And that's gonna be AAA. Woo, with a hold.
Yeah, the Black Cat save here on map 2, coming in clutch for AAAd. Rocco's got that calling card, got the number of the Burgers, and that number is 136 meters. All they're gonna have to do to close out this series in a 2-0 win. Maybe not the result we were expecting to be looking at here as we're heading into the back half of a Symbiotic Surface. There is some room for the Burgers to breathe, but as we saw, you know, that first checkpoint, they had to go all the way to overtime right out of the gate here. So if AAAd are able to come out swinging, win a very early team fight, they will be leagues ahead of the pace the Burgers set on offense here. We are going over to defense, though. Burgers have an opportunity to try and hold here. Scrappy might stick on the Thorn. We've seen him run it before here, and generally pretty good at checking the team's flanks on that Thor. So maybe going to have head on a swivel here, as AAAd, I imagine, are going to look to put the pressure on right out the gate and finish this one off early. Not a lot of swaps coming in from them as far as I can tell. Same for the Burgers, though. Wounds is over onto the Elsa one more time. We'll have to see if it pays off, though. They got one last shot to stay alive here in this series.
That's the way it is right there. RF on the Luna. It's going to be tough though, Diatonic. You're right to mention what you were saying about how they need to really extract that potential from that extra time that they have in the bank, but it's tough. It's tough because they're sitting in a situation now where the Burgers, you know, AAA's taking a map on them. They have to ridiculously hold crazily right now. And the worst part is they don't even know Tuba's already portaling to their high ground.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is the Symbiotic Surface classic here. Take that high ground off of the Strange Portal and shoot down, but the Burgers are up here on the high ground as well. Window-to-window battle here as AAAd walk through the portal and walk onto that objective right away, but it's Scrappy, though. Snake gonna meet the end of Mjolnir here as he'll find one KO very early on. Then he'll pick up one on the Devil Dinosaur as well, so a couple of good early picks here. Mon doing a little bit of trouble on that White Box as well. Good freeze, though, from Quasit on the Veg. Shut down that Dino Rampage here, but can't escape from him for too long, running them back to the spawn as far as they can, and leading the charge there, the Vanguard line for the Burgers. Ved and Scrappy living up to the namesake, will take down No Smite on the Devil Dino, but AAAd going for a little bit of a cheeky back cap here, gonna try to at least get one tick out of this, courtesy of Rocco on that Black Cat. And a good Flame Orb as well, putting down some damage, forcing them back just a little bit here, and it looks like they will get that first tick.
We'll be able to, big crunch coming out right there. That's going to be able to slice up Tuba right there. Coming out from Veg. 2:30 left on the clock right now. We're going to bring attention to, in fact, they're fully retreated here, and the capture's still not in their favor. As, AAA did get a tick there, but tough to say as the ults are not in their favor right now. Navoy is closest to it and could use it defensively, the big quiz, but lock in right now into the motion. High ground with the Dino could be valued. Let's see, as AAA do start to move onto the mission area right now. We're going to see the counter from the pop quiz right there. They're going to be barreling forward, trying to get someone. Looks like they're trying to aim down Rocco nice and early, but for now, it's just going to be used to buy time and just shred through that bank that AAA have.
Yeah, I mean, not a bad idea to shut down Rocco. He is probably the biggest problem on the side of AAAd for the Burgers here. So take one of their big damage pieces out of the equation is not a bad way to start things off, but it's Tuba in this fight that's going to take down Scrappy right after that God of Thunder. So quite a value loss here for the Burgers. Ved going to try to make up for it with that Double Beast Rampage. AAAd have 3 ults, and they're holding them close to their chest, but Snake going to let that playlist rip here. Goes overhead for the Galactic Legend to put down some damage, but a Kumio Unleashed now forced out from Hybolical, the Apex Predator from Wounds, but they're just not converting to KOs here. Quasit has that Fate of Both Worlds for AAAd, so they are under that umbrella for now here, but that dance floor, that club won't be open all night long here. The Burgers, though, gonna battle back, get a little bit of pressure onto AAAd. They've got a Fate of Both Worlds of their own here, but as it goes offline, RF in some serious trouble here. Calling card from Rocco yet again, and it will break through. Burgers one by one gonna go down here. Ved is on to Doctor Strange. There is a portal, but there are no more bodies, and AAAd 3:30 on the clock will grab checkpoint number 1. Now they just got to get it to the second one. 136 meters, so not quite all the way to checkpoint 2, but a solid look here for this AAAd offense.
Oh, it's definitely solid right now. They're in a really good position here. As they know, they've already set up on the secondary high ground, which means they're buying a lot of time for themselves, which means if they can bunker in right here where the burgers are exiting out of their spawn, they can force them away from claiming high ground. They can force them away from stopping the momentum of that convoy and hopefully get themselves into a position where they're only one fight away from turning a corner to win. Because look at that bar moving right now. They're already halfway to the mark they need to get. That is great point control. Good on them for rushing to the high ground.
Yeah, you just want to create that personal space bubble around the mission vehicle. Give yourself some free real estate as AAAd are going to try to lock it down here. Rocco, though, taking out the equation. It's going to be up to Snake now to deal some damage to the Burgers here. But the Burgers, no ults in the bank. Scrappy so close to that God of Thunder. But it's going to be the Galactic Legend from Snake to open things up here. And they might be able to find a clear path forward. Going after an avoid. Double KO so far. And that Galactic Legend still going here. Tuba taken out. Going to be walking it back from spawn here. But they may not even need him. No smite on a double KO on that dinosaur. The Jaws of Fate come in clutch yet again here. They're looking for every member of the Burgers they can get their hands on here. Rocco will find wounds, and that path so clear. Strange portal offline for the Burgers, so they got to try to run it back. But Liger, I don't think they can make it here. 4 meters left to go, ticking away here. Scrappy goes for it on the Thor, but he can't get there in time. AAAd make up the ground here, and they will close it out with 2 minutes still on the clock and take a 2-0 win.
Ooh, claimed, certified. Wow. Wow, what a stellar performance right now. Unbelievable. Can you see that? Can you see that right now? That's how they brought it forward. That's how they actually put it right there. You know, we're making predictions. Would it be a best of 3 series? Would it be 2-0? We don't know, but yes, we do, because it is 2-0, and AAAd do take it away right then and there, which means one more series of the night. But we're gonna have a yap very soon. We're gonna have a nice chat with somebody from AAAd. We're going to understand what are they thinking right now, because so far they've locked themselves into the top 4. They're looking pretty good there.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have a very secure space in the playoffs here, and a big win for them too. The Burgers, I think, a credible threat to a team like AAAd, but a solid win here, saying you're not quite ready for this league yet. Good showing here in the group stage of stage 1 from the Burgers, but not quite ready to take down a team like AAAd, and those numbers do not lie. Some big elim numbers coming in from AAAd. Snake and Rocco doing their job and doing it quite well, but it is Mandu on that White Fox that walks away with the MVP, most heals and most assists. So that backline from AAAd, so integral to the win here today. But yeah, I mean, the Burgers just not able to find a way in. Better looks on map 2 for sure, more competitive. But yeah, it just felt like they were a little lost here in this matchup. Little bit out of their depth, but that's the way it is. Veterancy and Ignite for teams that know how to play, adapt, and welcome in a new order and a new strategy to their style. It's nice to see AAAd have started to build their adjustments needed to be able to take on teams in this meta. Very formidable in the old style, but now they are here ready to tackle on what is cooking. And yeah, they realize the teams at the top of Asia are the teams that are playing this meta and absolutely mastering it. Bring out the Rocket, the Black Cat, the White Fox, the Cap, you know, even a bit of Venom, Devil Dinosaur. It's obvious to see how you claim victory here. And Keg, brother, that is what you said. You know, you were asking about the prediction. I'll be honest, I got the number right, but I got the team wrong.
Okay, you know what? That's half the battle right there. That's half the battle. I knew in my gut, which is full of burgers, that it was going to be a 2-0. I didn't know who would take it, but again, AAAd, we have really high stocks on them. They've been around for a long time now, at least for 2026, and they've looked pretty good. And as Diatonic said, the Wonder Children of Season 6 and Season 7 duking it out against each other. Diatonic, I messaged him right as he said that, and it's like, oh man. But no worries about that though, because ring ring, we got ourselves an interview on the line. No Smite on the call here. I can't wait to see what No Smite has to say. Hello, my friend. How are you, No Smite?
Hello. I feel like good.
That's always great to hear, man. How would you evaluate your individual performance for this match?
We evaluate evaluate at Scream and a lot of feedback. We have much time a lot of time to spending feedback. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, who do you think was the standout teammate that secured this victory?
I think Loco played very well at Black Cat. Yeah, he carried our team, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't get KO'd once in the first game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rocco's Black Cat is so scary. Tomorrow, you play Reject. Maybe a difficult matchup. What do you want your team to improve to play against Reject?
I think I don't want to just lose. We hope to win one score. And
Okay.
Yeah.
ready to group stage. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you feeling going off into playoffs?
After where we will practice a lot and improve until playoff. Yeah, we're gonna be great team, I think. Yeah.
Okay. I know you'll be a great team. I'm fully confident. No Smite, been a long day for you, man. I'm sure you want to get some rest. So, quick interview, but thank you so much again. And I'm sure this won't be the last time we have you on the mic.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ben.